Out in Limpopo, the heavy steel is growing cold. The beers is locking up the gates on stories centuries old. 2 years of silence at the Flagship gate. 4,000 workers left to watch and wait. They say the global market's froze, demand has hit the floor. No one is buying up the stones they bled to find before. The Flagship mine goes dark, the engines freeze. A quiet harvest on a bitter breeze. The corporate balance sheet is clean, the ledger is adjusted, while 4,000 pairs of hands are left with tools now rusted. They took the carbon, left the clay, packed the heavy weight of history and sailed away. But the geometry of power doesn't change with the graph. We see the lines underneath, the colonial math. Now the dust starts to settle on the corporate floor, but the ground remembers what they took from the core. It started with the charter, roads drawing lines upon the dirt. The syndicate of carbon built to monetize the hurt. They created the illusion that a stone is rare as grace, to keep the prices climbing in the manufactured space. For 100 years they held the throat of every sparkling gem. We dug the tunnels deep, but the wealth belonged to them. Now synthetic rocks grow in the sterile room, while the real dirt sits in the quiet gloom. But when the demand collapses and the wealthy look away, the worker gets the pink slip and the country gets the clay. Carbon left the clay, packed the heavy weight of history and sailed away. But the geometry of power doesn't change with the graph. We see the lines underneath, the colonial math. Now the dust starts to settle on the corporate floor, but the ground remembers what they took from the core. The earth doesn't care about a wedding ring. It remembers the pressure, the heat, the slow rise. We built their cities on the bones of what we carried out. Now the gates are locked, but we are still here. You see, the blueprint was drawn before the first shaft was sunk. A system engineered to keep the native pockets shrunk. They call it market forces like it's weather from the sky, but it's a structure built by men who never had to tell us why. They say the market dictates the flow, but they design the river where the profits go. The old cartels are thinning, the foundation is cracked. They trade in futures while the present is a line of men, waiting for the gates to open up at Venetia again. But human capital is just a line to trim, when the light on the balance sheet is growing dim. They took the carbon, left the clay, packed the heavy weight of history and sailed away. But the geometry of power doesn't change with the graph. We see the lines underneath, the colonial math. Now the dust starts to settle on the corporate floor, but the ground remembers what they took from the core. 4,000 brothers standing at the gate. The history is heavy, and we know the weight. Hear the real structure of the story on the frequency. Find more of the blueprint and follow Z-Man on our playlist.